Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A few hours before the Passover commences, I want to converse with you about something the Passover inspired. Yesterday, I saw a Facebook post by one of my brothers, Nze, Okay, Ikemba Ojukwu, one of the leaders of the Igbo people in the state of Israel. He made a post about the preparation of the Igbo people in Israel for Passover. I followed up by replicating that post, but when I went into my mind, it occurred to me that I needed to say more about this community. There are Igbos in all the countries of the world today, unfortunately anyway, because when a people are scattered all over the world, especially when they left home in the condition the Igbos left home, doesn't all go well. We left home in a very much weakened position, but that is besides the point. That is not what I'm talking about or going to talk about now. There are Igbos in all parts of the world, in all countries of the world, everywhere you can think of in the world, including the state of Israel. And I am saying that this particular community is very, very important to the Igbo people. Why do I say that this community of Igbos in Israel is extremely important to the Igbo people? They are a connection. They are a living connection to something that is as important to us, the Igbo people, as the air we breathe. We did not choose to be lineal descendants of the Israelites. Lord Chukwu, when I say Lord Chukwu, I mean the great God. And Abraham, the Igbo or Hebrew, made this choice for us. In other words, I will say something that a lot of people have been afraid to say. We are part of the chosen people. We are part of the people who were chosen and who chose to constrain themselves, to live by a tougher standard. So, it is extremely important that we retain a link to the sources of that original culture, which we must live by if we will not harvest only the negative parts of the covenant that we entered with, that we, through Abraham, entered with God. So this community in Israel is that important because if we want to live by that culture that we must live by to be in the good grace of Chukwu, we must pass through Israel as an idea, as a concept, as a culture. It's an added advantage that they are physically, that their presence on the land helps us to connect to the culture of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Moses. I thought about all this and said that, and said to myself, Omenana defenders needs to tell the members of this community which have produced sons and daughters that have served in the IDF, Jidenu Kunuji. Jidenu Kunuji means continue doing exactly what you are doing. It is good. You are doing it for all of us. They are in Israel. They are Israeli citizens, but they still chose to be part of the Jewish community, and they chose to retain our connection to Israel by describing themselves as Igbo Jews. If they wanted, they could have gotten lost in African Jews, black Jews, and so on and so forth, which will lessen our people's direct connection to what I'm talking about. So this community, okay, Kembo Juku, tell our other brothers and sisters that Omenana defenders acknowledges what you people are doing for all of us. The Igbo nation, the entire nation of Israel, can only be rebuilt by Nwoke Woteji, Nwade Wotede. Everybody of goodwill must contribute. You guys in Israel, listen again to what I said earlier. By placing yourself in the land of Israel, in spite of all the obstacles, I know the history. In spite of all the difficulties of doing that, you managed to hang on to the land of Israel as part of the Igbo people, retaining our connection. It can't be denied. When mischievous people say, does the government of the state of Israel recognize the Igbos as Jews? The most appropriate answer is that the Igbo people recognize themselves as Israelites. If you did not know that you were Israelites or Hebrews, you wouldn't have created the beautiful community you created in Israel and called it Igbo Jews. And not only by word of mouth, but by living by Omenana and Torah and Judaism. So you have done it for us. You are doing it for us. One day, you and I may not be in this world anymore. The Igbo people will realize. The Jewish people will realize. The Samaritan people will realize. The Karaites will realize. The better Israel will realize the sacrifices that people like you and people like me made. Happy Pesach. Thank you.